Hello again. I just got reminded how much we need Jesus in our lives. I took a break and I went to go fix myself some lunch. And then I decided, let me just look at a little bit of YouTube. Usually, I don't look at anything that has to do with celebrities or fame or anything like that. I like to watch things that remind me of Jesus. If I'm looking to the sides, because I'm working at the same time I'm talking to you guys. So I'm just scrolling through, and then when I don't look at something, that's related to Jesus or talking about Jesus, just things about life and how God comes into play, and and just life is better with God. So when I'm not looking at those things, then I scrummaged through, and so I saw a YouTube video. Those YouTube videos where they show cops on the scene, they show you what happens on a day-to-day with cops, and like that day they'll say like, oh, this was not a good day for the perpetrators to try to resist the cops, and then they show different footage of different people resisting cops, and and also problems. So this time there was a domestic dispute, and the cops came, I guess, to this hotel place. It was a big hotel, and it turns out that it was the husband that called the cops on the wife because she was being physically abusive to him. And it comes to find out, this is the part where I start realizing, oh my goodness, Jesus, you are so right. If a marriage, if a life, if a relationship does not include Jesus in that, nothing's ever gonna work out, ever. Because then the devil takes a hold on things, marriages get destroyed, divorce, there's cheating, there's the deception, there's lies, there's so many things, or like in this case, abuse. And it turns out that the wife, she really was doing more of a number on her husband. It looks like the husband just slapped her once because she was getting violent on him, and she started punching things on the wall and destroying things. And so when the camera goes in, it shows the destruction that woman did, and you would think like, oh my goodness, was this a dude who did this? Because this is too much. And it was her. And she's frail, skinny, or whatever. I think she's from another country. I don't know where, because she had an accent. But it turns out she was the abusive one, that she even left bite marks on the side of his chest, and more bruise marks all over him. And I guess he was trying to not hit her. And but I guess it got to the point where he had to push her away, and then that's when the cops came in. And then at the end, it's sad. It's sad because Luke was so cool though, but at the same time it sucks. Even though, let me tell you what happened. So the reason why the woman went ballistic on him comes to find out was that, and this is why we need Jesus. Comes to find out was that for so many years he's been doing, what's that thing? It's not Instagram. He's been doing a fans only, and she found that out in 2014. She found it all over his posts on Instagram for people to go to his fan only page, and it was all about sex. And she said that he was doing this with multiple women, and he was making money, but that he has a real bad sex addiction, with cameras and everything. I did see the cameras in the footage, in the house or whatever. And then she didn't want that. She tried to talk to him. She went to therapy after that. After 2014, she went to therapy for 4 years, and she's been always trying to convince him to go too, so like that he can stop this sex addiction and this, because he's ruining their relationship. And I guess it got to a point where she went to therapy the night before, but then when she came back, she caught him again with the OnlyFans thing or whatever, and I guess she just couldn't take it no more. She broke. And she explained that to the cops too. She was like, I just couldn't take it no more. He kept on doing it and doing it. It was hurting me or whatever. And I know I did wrong, And she even admitted. She admitted that she was abusive to him and she was hurting him, blah, blah, blah. So at the end, you would think that maybe the cops would let her go, even though the husband told the cops, I don't want you to press charges on her. But seems like wherever they're at, whatever state they're at, there is a new rule now that it doesn't matter, that even if the husband doesn't want to press charges, he doesn't have to. And if he chooses not to, that's okay. She still gets arrested. That's the new rule now, that no matter what, if it's a domestic violence, whoever was the perpetrator has to be arrested, even if it's just for one night, which it was just for only one night. And then afterwards, he still went on telling not to press charges, so she got out the next day, whatever. But I'm thinking to myself, I was like, look, Jesus, you are absolutely right. Look what happens when we don't have you in our lives. We think we can handle it all. We try to act like we don't need you. We try to act like we got the power to just take care of everything and everything will be fine on our own. But then we forget that there's an evil force out there that slips right in whenever we don't invite you, Jesus, into our lives. And just when things are going right, boom, that's when all of a sudden the enemy starts showing, oh, since you didn't go to Jesus, we're doing it my way. Oh, it's going to look all blissful and peaceful at the beginning because that's to fool you. And then boom. Nothing can ever be controlled. Nothing can ever be done right. Unity cannot come together, whether it be one person with friends or family, or whether it be family, or whether it be spouses. Nothing can ever come together. And forgiveness comes in, and reconciliation and working things out. None of that can ever happen without Jesus. And because then I started realizing, look at that, Jesus. Look how the power of lust is, that it even destroys marriages when you're not in the picture. This man, for some, she was wrong, because even the cop told her, the point is, you should no matter what happened, you should never lay a hand on another human being. True. But he was wrong too, because the devil's so horrible. Because lust was so powerful with him, it was hard for him to stop. And I know how he feels. I have my own demons of lust to deal with, and I know how that feels. And it can be, it's a drug. Just like other sins, if you're so used to it for so long, it is a drug. It's the only thing It's the only thing that supposedly brings you comfort, but afterwards you're miserable right back all over again. So apparently there was no solution if you're gonna go back and feel miserable again. And I was saying, look at the power of lust. Look at what the enemy does with lust, that it goes so far. There's no boundaries. There's no limit. And sometimes it can get even more worse with so many different things, not just with spouses, with rape victims, with child trafficking, with human trafficking, or pornography, child pornography. It just gets so, and S&M hurting each other, because apparently the pleasure is never enough, that you're looking for something else. And then sometimes you're gonna go way too far with things, and you're still gonna, after you finish that, it can only give you a certain amount of pleasure for such a while, and then boom, you have to find the next fix and the next higher up elevation. And I'm like, look at the power of lust. Look at the power of the enemy. And it's so sad that when Jesus is not in the picture, boom, it shows. It's not like it's saying, oh, God is lying, Jesus is not true. The proof shows. I have seen couples that when they truly have Jesus in their life, I mean, when these are the type of couples, they don't play. Jesus comes first in everything. Now, I'm pretty sure they're human. They're gonna have their problems, arguments, and stuff like that. But I noticed when you truly put Jesus first, oh my goodness, they get the blessings from the Holy One like crazy, because always, no matter what happens, they still come together. They try to work things out. They don't do the things that are horrific because things are not working out. A lot of times they will go and seek even therapy. They'll go to their pastors to see if their pastor, through Jesus Christ, gives them some messages of hope and wisdom to help their marriage out. And they try and they work it out through Jesus Christ. And it's like, it's beautiful when you start realizing, whoa, like, I know there are people who pretend to put Jesus first in life, but then there are some people who really, they don't play. They put Jesus first in their life, and their marriages last so long. And then you can tell too, because they still are happy with each other. The way they look at each other, it's like if they still are in love with each other even after all those years. And I'll be like, wow. And it just saddens me. It makes it so I say, I was saying, Jesus, you are so right. You are so right. We are so foolish. We need you. We are nothing without you. Because look what happens when we don't have you. Chaos. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Hate, anger, jealousy, lust, murder, strife, envy, greed, and it just keeps on and keeps on. And lust, sex, everything about sex, and a whole new generation now. Hookups. Okay. I went too much. Let me pull it back. And I just want to share that. And it's only because I realize, I love it when I have those moments where it's like if Jesus is saying, you see, Joel, you see what happens when you don't have me in your life? You see what happens when they don't have me in their life? You see? Don't look pretty, does it? And I'm like, no. I mean, it goes to such a level of disrespect, not just to Jesus, but to each other as partners. It's like, whoa. This is just a reminder to me, and hopefully it's a reminder to you. We need Jesus. We need Jesus fiercely. All right, guys, hang in there. And I'm not going to give marriage counsel advice. Oh, no, because I'm not even married. I'm not going to give that advice at all. All I'm going to say is we all need Jesus. All of us. Bye.